What if an animal on Earth could survive outer space completely unprotected? No oxygen, no pressure, deadly radiation, temperatures that would instantly kill a human. Because scientists actually sent tiny creatures into space, and somehow, some of them came back alive. Most people think of space as instant death, and for humans, that is basically true. Without protection, your body would lose pressure almost immediately. You could not breathe. Radiation would begin damaging your cells. Extreme temperatures would push your body far beyond survival. Space is not just empty, it is one of the harshest environments in the universe. But here's the problem. Nature keeps breaking rules humans once thought were absolute. Hidden inside drops of water, wet moss, and soil across Earth lives a microscopic creature called a tardigrade. Most people know it as the water bear. At first glance, it looks harmless, almost ridiculous. Tiny body, stubby legs, slow movement. It does not exactly look like the ultimate survivor. But scientists discovered something shocking about these creatures. Tardigrades can survive conditions that should completely destroy life. Extreme freezing, boiling temperatures, massive radiation exposure, even years without water. And then scientists asked an even crazier question. Could they survive outer space itself? In real experiments, tardigrades were attached outside spacecraft and exposed directly to the vacuum of space. No air, no protection, nothing between them and the universe. And somehow, many survived. Some even returned to Earth and reproduced normally afterward. That discovery completely changed how scientists think about life. Because if a tiny animal from Earth can survive space, then life may be far tougher than humans ever imagined. Now, if you're enjoying these kinds of mind-bending science scenarios, make sure to subscribe because we break down complex ideas into simple visual explanations every week. If you found this interesting, leave a like so more people can discover it. And let me know in the comments. Do you think life could already exist somewhere else in our solar system? Because once scientists realized some creatures could survive the vacuum of space, an even bigger cosmic mystery suddenly appeared. Space looks calm from a distance, silent, beautiful, almost peaceful. But in reality, outer space is one of the most violent environments anything can enter. And by all known rules of biology, life should not survive there at all. To understand why animals surviving space is so shocking, you first need to understand what space actually does to living things. Because space does not kill in just one way. It attacks life from every direction at the same time. First, there's the vacuum. Here on Earth, your body is constantly protected by atmospheric pressure. You never feel it, but the air around you acts like an invisible shield. In space, that shield disappears instantly. And here's the disturbing part. Without pressure, liquids inside the body can begin boiling at surprisingly low temperatures. Not because they become hot, but because pressure suddenly drops so dramatically. Now imagine that happening while there is also no oxygen to breathe. But here's the problem. The vacuum is only the beginning. Space is flooded with intense radiation. On Earth, our atmosphere and magnetic field block much of it. But in open space, high-energy particles constantly slam into anything exposed. Over time, that radiation damages DNA like invisible bullets tearing through cells. Then come the temperatures. In direct sunlight, objects in space can become extremely hot, move into shadow, and temperatures crash to deadly cold. Space is an environment of brutal extremes, and yet, some organisms still survive it. How? Scientists discovered that certain microscopic life forms can enter a bizarre survival state called cryptobiosis. Think of it like biological pause mode. The organism shuts down almost everything. Metabolism slows close to zero, water leaves the body. Normal biological activity nearly stops completely. It is not fully alive in the way we usually think about life. But it is not dead either. It is waiting. Almost like a computer entering deep sleep mode until conditions improve. And that discovery changed everything. Because suddenly, surviving space no longer looked completely impossible. In fact, One tiny creature became so good at this survival strategy that scientists eventually exposed it directly to outer space to test its limits. And what happened next sounded almost unbelievable. Imagine shrinking down smaller than a grain of sand, and somehow becoming one of the toughest animals ever discovered. A creature capable of surviving freezing temperatures, boiling heat, deadly radiation, even the vacuum of outer space. And somehow, this tiny animal did not just survive space experiments, it came back alive. The tardigrade is almost unbelievably small. Most are less than 1 millimeter long. You could place several on the tip of your finger and never notice them. But under a microscope, they look strangely alien. Tiny claws, stubby legs, wrinkled bodies slowly crawling through droplets of water. Not exactly what you would expect to become one of the greatest survivors on Earth. But here's the shocking part. Tardigrades survive environments that would instantly destroy most living things. Scientists exposed them to temperatures close to absolute zero, then heated them to temperatures hot enough to boil water. Some survived both. They also endured radiation levels thousands of times stronger than what would kill a human. Some even survived complete dehydration for years. That alone sounds impossible. But here's the problem. None of those environments combine multiple dangers at the same time. Outer space does. Space attacks life from every direction at once. Vacuum, radiation, extreme temperature swings. By all normal biological rules, survival should have been impossible. So scientists decided to test it for real. In 2007, tardigrades were attached outside a spacecraft and directly exposed to open space. No atmosphere, no oxygen, no protection between them and the universe. And against expectations, many survived the mission. Some later returned to Earth and reproduced normally as if nothing had happened. That result stunned scientists around the world, because suddenly life looked far more resilient than anyone expected. So how do tardigrades survive something this extreme? The answer involves one of the strangest survival mechanisms in biology. When conditions become too dangerous, tardigrades enter something called a ton state. Their bodies dry out almost completely. Metabolism slows close to zero. They curl into tiny, dehydrated capsules. Imagine placing a complex machine into emergency shutdown mode to protect it from destruction. That is essentially what the tardigrade does. Scientists also discovered special proteins inside their cells that help shield DNA from radiation damage. It is almost like built-in biological armor. What if life on Earth did not fully begin on Earth? What if tiny organisms survived space long enough to travel between planets, maybe even between entire solar systems? Because once scientists realized some creatures could survive outer space, a much bigger possibility suddenly appeared. The idea sounds like science fiction at first, tiny organisms drifting through space for millions of years, crossing enormous cosmic distances between worlds. But scientists actually have a name for this possibility: panspermia. The theory suggests that life could spread naturally through the universe instead of starting separately on every planet. Here's how it might work. Imagine a massive asteroid crashing into a planet filled with microscopic life. The impact launches enormous chunks of rock into space. Some fragments escape the planet's gravity completely. And hidden deep inside those rocks, tiny organisms may remain protected from radiation and temperature extremes. Now imagine those rocks drifting silently through space for thousands, or even millions, of years. Eventually, one crashes onto another planet. If even a few microorganisms survive the journey, life could potentially spread across worlds like cosmic seeds, and suddenly, space no longer feels completely empty. But here's the problem. Surviving space for a few days is very different from surviving cosmic travel over enormous stretches of time. Radiation slowly damages cells. Temperatures swing between brutal extremes. Resources are almost non-existent. Most organisms would never survive that kind of journey. But scientists are becoming less certain about where the true limits of life actually are. Some microbes on Earth already survive deep underground, where sunlight never reaches. Others live near volcanic vents beneath the ocean floor in temperatures that should destroy living tissue. Certain organisms remain frozen beneath Antarctic ice for thousands of years and later become active again. Tardigrades proved something important. Life can be far tougher than humans once imagined, and that changes how scientists think about alien worlds. Mars may once have contained rivers and oceans. Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, likely hides a giant ocean beneath thick ice. Enceladus, a moon of Saturn, blasts water vapor into space through massive icy cracks. What if microbial life already exists there right now? Or even stranger, what if life on Earth and life somewhere else in the solar system share the same ancient origin from billions of years ago? That possibility completely changes humanity's place in the universe, because Earth may not be biologically isolated after all. For a long time, humans believed life was fragile. Too much heat kills it, too much cold destroys it, radiation wipes it out. But every time scientists thought they found the limits of life, nature found a way around them. Tardigrades may be the most famous space survivors on Earth, but they are not alone. Scientists have discovered entire categories of organisms called extremophiles. These are life forms that survive in places once thought completely impossible for biology. Some bacteria live near deep-sea volcanic vents where temperatures become hot enough to melt metals. These environments are pitch black, crushed by enormous pressure, filled with toxic chemicals. And yet, life thrives there. Other microbes survive inside highly radioactive environments that would kill humans almost instantly. Some were even discovered near damaged nuclear reactors. Imagine living inside conditions powerful enough to tear apart DNA and still surviving. That alone sounds unbelievable. But here's the problem. Every discovery keeps forcing scientists to rethink what habitable actually means. For decades, researchers searched for alien life by looking for planets almost identical to Earth. Liquid water, moderate temperatures, stable atmosphere. Now that strategy is changing, because life on Earth already survives inside boiling acid pools, frozen Antarctic ice, underground rock layers, and oxygen-free environments. Some microbes have remained dormant beneath ice for thousands of years before becoming active again. It turns out life is much more adaptable than humans expected, and that realization changes everything about the search for extraterrestrial life. Mars suddenly looks more interesting. So do the icy moons orbiting Jupiter and Saturn. Even toxic alien environments no longer seem completely impossible for biology. What if the universe is filled with microscopic life hiding in places humans once ignored? That possibility becomes harder to dismiss every year, because nature keeps breaking our assumptions. Every time scientists discover what seems like a final boundary for life, another organism appears beyond it. And maybe that is the biggest lesson of all. Life does not simply survive, it adapts, sometimes in ways so extreme that they almost stop looking real. Now, if you're enjoying these kinds of mind-bending science scenarios, make sure to subscribe, because we break down complex ideas into simple visual explanations every week. If you found this interesting, leave a like so more people can discover it. And let me know in the comments. What environment on another planet do you think could secretly contain life? Because once you realize how adaptable biology truly is, one final question becomes impossible to ignore. If life can survive almost anywhere in the universe, then why have humans still found no confirmed alien civilizations at all? At first, tiny animals surviving space sounds almost funny. A microscopic creature floating through the vacuum of space, surviving radiation, enduring conditions that should destroy life instantly. But the deeper implication is much bigger and far more unsettling. For most of human history, people believed Earth was uniquely perfect for life. The right temperature, the right atmosphere, liquid water, protection from deadly radiation. Because of that, many scientists once assumed life in the universe must be extremely rare. But here's the problem. The more we study life on Earth, the harder that idea becomes to defend. Tardigrades survive direct exposure to space. Extremophils live inside volcanic vents, radioactive environments, frozen wastelands, and deep underground ecosystems where sunlight never reaches. Again and again, biology keeps adapting to places humans once thought impossible for life. That changes the entire conversation about alien life, because maybe life does not require perfect conditions at all. Maybe simple organisms can survive across huge regions of the universe. Now, imagine billions of planets scattered across countless galaxies, some frozen solid, some covered by deep oceans, some buried beneath thick layers of ice. If life can survive extreme radiation, pressure, dehydration, freezing, and even the vacuum of space, then biology may be incredibly difficult to erase completely. And suddenly, the universe starts feeling far less empty. But this creates another mystery. If life is so adaptable, then where is everyone? This question is known as the Fermi paradox. The universe is unimaginably large. There are billions of potentially habitable worlds. So why have humans still found no confirmed alien civilizations? Maybe intelligent life is extremely rare. Maybe advanced civilizations destroy themselves before spreading far into space. Or maybe most life in the universe remains microscopic and hidden beneath oceans, underground environments, or icy worlds humans have barely explored. That possibility may actually be the most realistic of all. Because life does not need cities or spacecraft to survive. Sometimes all it needs is the ability to endure. And somewhere right now, drifting silently through the darkness between worlds, microscopic organisms may already be surviving journeys humans can barely imagine, which means the most important form of alien life in the universe may not look alien at all. Now, if you're enjoying these kinds of mind-bending science documentaries, make sure to subscribe because we break down complex scientific ideas into simple cinematic explanations every week.